In that local area, people are blaming displaced wildlife for that big surge in Horsham rat infestations. Let's talk now to Paul Bates, who's a pest control expert from Seaford. Paul, have you noticed an increase in the rat population? Is it well controlled at the moment?
Yeah, across most of the country, rats have always lived in association with man, and certainly in the Horsham area, when you've got massive building works like that going on, then where the rats normally live, such as in the sewer areas, the sewers are being dug up because they're building new properties, and that's disturbing where the rats are living normally. Certainly in older properties, if they've got old lead piping, then rats will be able to chew through the lead piping. But then on the other hand, in modern properties, a lot of the waste pipes that come out of the toilets, they're a flexi pipe, which again the rats can chew through. And in a modern property where you've got breeze block construction, the rats can get into loft spaces very, very easily.
They're incredible as well, aren't they, at managing to get themselves through very, very tiny gaps?
Yeah, if you can get your thumb underneath a door, then a rat will get through the same gap because their skull's not joined in the middle, and they will flatten themselves out. Rats get bad publicity because of the ball tail and their reputation for spreading disease. On the other hand, squirrels do far more damage internally to properties because they can chew through the wooden joists. And mice are a bigger problem in inner city buildings, but the rat is high up in that public perception of problem pests.
So in terms of what we're seeing, I quite often see these articles in the paper where you suddenly you see somebody looking alarmed with a tape measure and showing the most enormous rat ever and saying that they're getting bigger. Is that true? Are we seeing larger and more sort of menacing looking rats?
They're certainly well fed. Things like fortnightly bin collections. And the lady previously was talking about foxes. And I personally have had the problem over the last couple of years of foxes being able to open lockable food bin, compost bin containers. They then take the meat out, leaving all the other food scattered over the street and the garden, and that then attracts the rats in. So one problem is leading to another, and that's quite often. But over the last 40 odd years of my time in the industry, rats are still the same size. If they've been well fed, yeah, rats do look big, and certainly some of the national newspapers can take very clever photographs of holding the rat very close to the camera, which makes it look about 3 times bigger than it really is.
I suppose
they'll still be up to 2 foot.
Right, which, and begs the question, why did you go into this profession then? Because most of us do everything we can to avoid the rat population. You're actively seeking them out.
I was in the civil service in Whitehall for the first 5 years of my life, and I just got very bored. And actually, we're a bit like undertakers in pest control. There's always a need. Everybody has problems with ants, wasps, rats, mice. They're a very common problem. It doesn't matter whether you're in a drug squat or a royal palace. They all suffer. And places like the Houses of Parliament have got plenty of mice in.
Yeah, and I guess it's the same as anything, though. Prevention is better than a cure. So really, in terms of what you should do to ensure that you don't get them in the first place, it sounds like very much things like these tiny holes that you can have where they can squeeze in through. It's property maintenance. Not necessarily, a lot of people say don't feed the birds.
Yeah, you can get even the rodent-proof bird feeders. The birds will still manage to drop some of the feed on the ground. That's another problem, but we want to feed the birds. We love the look of the birds, but we don't, well, people still love the look of the squirrels, but actually if you shave its tail, it looks much the same as a rat.
Yeah, interesting stuff. So you've got a busy day ahead of you today, eliminating pests from people's homes?
Certainly have. We've just bought another little company in West Sussex, so we're busy integrating them in. But most of our work is prevention rather than cure. And yes, as you say, it is much better to stop the problem before it happens.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the programme. Really good to talk to you.